Live from the Newsmax studio in New York City, here is Steve Malzberg.
The game of politics, they know what works for their people and the voters, and they just keep repeating the same tactics over and over.
But that's my question, is that this is not working with the voters and never has. So why are they handcuffing themselves to this dead hooker of an issue?
All right, that's disgusting, and it's Bill Maher. And by the way, may I point out that he is minority owner of the New York Mets, and nobody says boo about him having ownership in a league and a team, but that's beside the point. The reason that we need to get to the bottom in Benghazi, besides holding those responsible accountable, besides holding those responsible for a cover-up accountable, is the families. And joining us to talk about that is Congressman James Lankford, Republican from the great state of Oklahoma, member of the House Oversight and Government Reform Committee. Hello, Congressman.
Hey, how are you?
Good, good. All right. You know, I think we can't lose sight, and you haven't, that the most important thing we could do here is get answers for the families, the members of the families, the family members of those who perished.
Yeah, you're really dealing with two sets of families here. Obviously, the family members of those that were killed that day, and also the families that still have loved ones scattered all over the earth right now serving in the diplomatic service. I have individuals that catch me consistently and say, I have a loved one that's serving somewhere across the world in our diplomatic corps. Can you tell me they're in a secure environment and that we have contingency plans? And right now we can't, and that needs to be fixed. All right. This select committee, talk a little bit about, do you expect to be on it, sir? That I don't know. Obviously, the members of the select committee will be chosen by Speaker Boehner in the days ahead, but the main focus of that select committee is going to be combining all the work of 5 different committees that have done parts of the work, and then trying to get all that together to be able to centralize the investigation, and then also to be able to get the answers. We've also obviously got a White House that they give us documents when they feel like giving us documents rather than actually when we request those. You know, Trey Gowdy said over the weekend that he has proof that there was an effort to mislead. He said he can't divulge it right now. Will the select committee get the answers that they need, do you believe, or will there be a whole bunch of, national security, executive privilege? There's an investigation going on now. I know in Congress and Justice, I can't talk about that. Will there be more stymieing, or will there be more answers than stymieing, do you believe? Oh, I think the administration will continue to be able to slow down the whole investigation as much as they possibly can. The key is that we've got to be able to stay on focus and know this is the unique work of this select committee, and you've got to be able to get to it and get it done. And you don't investigate for 6 months and then stop and then come back again. You stay on it until you get it done. This whole thing could have been cleared up a year ago if the administration would have just turned over documents then. The reason this is still a story is not because Republicans are trying to make politics of it, is that the administration still won't turn over basic documents, like an email that we requested almost a year ago now that we finally get last week. So that's the kind of stuff the administration is doing. They're keeping this in the headlines by not just allowing us to rip the Band-Aid off. Let's fix what's happening and move on. Yeah, and you got it last week because of a court decision, not because of goodwill on the part of the White House. So that's telling as well. The fact of the matter is that a lot of people are saying that the timing of this is to get Hillary. But are you going to have, or do you think that Select Committee should have the parents of those who lost loved ones in Benghazi, 2 of whom we've had on this show, who said that Hillary went close to them and said into their ear, we're going to get the guy who made the video. And this was days after the tragedy, and this is what she told the families still at that point. And let's also not forget, Congressman, I'm sure you're well aware, the president and the Secretary of State at the time made a video of their own at taxpayer expense, apologizing for the video that aired at least in Pakistan that I know of. Right, and it is. And I want to be very careful with the families. The families have been in front of our committee before. The families have attended multiple hearings. Putting the family members back on the stand again is incredibly difficult for them. I want to be able to continue to protect those families. But I do think we need to have individuals that were making decisions in the White House, that were in the State Department, that were in our military locations. We need to get some very clear things. I don't think it's that the military was told to stand down. I think they were never told to advance. By default, our United States military, they run to the sound of the guns. They were ready to go, and no one ever told them to go. who was it that was supposed to give the order that night, that had the authority to do it, that didn't actually do it, so that our military is sitting around waiting? Who actually put people in a facility like Benghazi that did not meet the minimum security standards set after our embassy was attacked in Kenya and Tanzania in 1998? Who was it actually took away the security personnel that the embassy continued to request, took away those security personnel in August, so that our ambassador is completely exposed in September when he's attacked? Those were individuals that made those decisions, and they're to be held to account.
And the fact that the president was not in the Situation Room, as we found out with that character who talked to Brett Baier on Fox, the one who said, "Hey, it was 2 years ago, dude," the former NSC spokesperson. I mean, you know, what could be more important at that point in the president's life than what was going on in Benghazi?
Yeah, people distract the fact that an ambassador is the official designee of the president of the United States. I mean, this is the voice of the United States in that country. And for one of our embassies and facilities to be attacked, and for the ambassador to be missing, and then also have the White House missing at the same time, as far as the president, we don't know where he was. We still can't get the schedule, still don't know what's going on. Ultimately, he is the one that has to make the decision to be able to send Americans into harm's way. We don't know who made the decision or who didn't make that decision, and what the process, what happened, did the message know to the president? Was the president available? What happened?
Okay, I hope we're not losing you on the cell phone, but let me ask you about Adam Schiff. Adam Schiff said that he's debating whether or not he believes Democrats, actually he said that Democrats should not not participate in the Select Committee as a form of protest because this is a witch hunt. I'm paraphrasing what he said. Can you picture Democrats not participating here?
I can picture Democrats walking out of a meeting and not being available and trying to make the political show out of it. I can see that. The problem with that is the American people aren't buying it. They may appeal to their base, and their liberal base may jump up and say, way to go, way to walk out on a hearing, but the rest of the Americans are going to say, are we never going to get the facts? Facts are facts. Facts are not Republican facts or Democrat facts. The facts are not coming out. Just bring the facts out, and so people can make a decision, and people will actually see it. Let me give you one clear, for instance. We still do not have public access to the closed-circuit television that happened that night in the embassy. I've seen that video in a classified setting. There's nothing about it that should be classified. People should be able to see exactly what happened that night, what happened as you look down the street, and to see there is no protest, there never was a protest. You watch the militia folks that are supposed to guard the gate walk away from the gate. You watch all these thugs walk into the facility and actually set fire to the first building, and then stand around and try to figure out what they're going to do next. I mean, this was not some highly coordinated military operation. These were Libyan thugs that came through the door to do us harm. And as they came through the door, you can see clearly exactly how they were planning and what they were trying to do. And you understand if we'd had just a few more folks there to provide security, our ambassador would still be alive today.
Let me ask you, Congressman, about the IRS. A vote in the House this week regarding Lois Lerner?
That's correct. Yeah, the committee that I serve on has also been a part of that. We've recommended a contempt of Congress for Lois Lerner. She came before our committee and said, I'm going to take the fifth and do silence after she did a long statement, after she's met with the Department of Justice, after she's made public speeches, and now she suddenly decided she doesn't want to answer questions. You can't do that.
So
all these
you believe that
circles back to her office.
You believe that she will be held in contempt. Now, her attorney had requested to address the committee, I think your committee, if I'm not mistaken, maybe I am, prior to the vote in Congress. I don't think that's going to happen. Do you have any idea what he wanted to say?
No, I think he's just trying to stall again. I think it's just a matter of, hey, let's visit, let's talk about this before you do a contempt vote. The issue is not whether we're doing contempt. The issue is she has to be able to come up with the facts. She's demanded all this stuff from Tea Party groups, but then actually won't speak and answer questions after she's made a statement. And as odd as it is, that they're now floating the idea of, will we get immunity? Well, the immunity question is one of those things that we'd be glad to be able to talk to her about, but we're going to ask her, why do you need immunity? You came in front of our committee and said, I broke no laws, I've done nothing wrong, but now you want immunity. So either you perjured yourself on the stand when you said you've done nothing wrong and broke no laws, or you don't need immunity, but it can't be both.